The moment she said it, the entire restaurant seemed to freeze. I want your husband. Conversations cut off mid-sentence. Forks hovered in the air. Even the softening of the lights overhead felt like it was waiting. My husband sat beside me, trying and failing to keep his trembling hand hidden under the table. Across from us, she stared boldly, wearing a shade of lipstick so loud it could announce itself before she opened her mouth. Her confidence wasn't natural. It had been practiced, forced. Everyone at nearby tables leaned in, waiting for my reaction. He waited too, terrified of what I would say. I opened my mouth to respond, but instead of speaking, a wave of memories hit me. Everything that led us to this moment pressing against my ribs. So the truth begins long before this dinner. I first met him 7 years ago in a little bookstore cafe where people pretended to read but secretly watched each other in the reflection of the windows. Back then he was gentle, attentive, the kind of man who turned tiny gestures into meaningful moments. I thought safety and love were the same thing. Then she appeared, a friend of a friend's co-worker, soft-voiced, overly curious, always smiling a second longer than necessary. I brushed off my unease. I believed in him. I believed in us. Changes crept in slowly. A new cologne I'd never smelled on him before. Unexplained late nights. A phone that was too clean. No notifications, no history, nothing. People imagine betrayal crashes in like a storm, but mine tiptoed in quietly. One evening, he came home with a faint scent of roses clinging to him, the same perfume she'd worn at an office event. His lie was clumsy, almost insulting. But instead of confronting him, I began keeping mental notes, each one a brick in the wall that would eventually separate us. The truth revealed itself one night, when he forgot to delete a message. Her text flashed across the screen. Next time, don't say her name. He didn't realize I was holding his phone at the time. He didn't know that the silence that followed wasn't heartbreak. It was calculation. Betrayal doesn't end with screaming. It ends with clarity. I didn't cry or ask questions. I simply began preparing. Revenge isn't rage. It's accuracy. While he was sneaking off to meet her, I was securing my future. Copies of financial records, legal documents organized and backed up, property agreements restructured. I learned the law better than our attorney. Piece by piece, I remove him from every part of my life he thought he controlled. I never accuse him. I didn't need to. A guilty man destroys himself without assistance. 2 weeks ago, she contacted me directly, bold, smug, and blissfully foolish. You should let him go. He needs someone who really understands him. Instead of arguing, I invited her to dinner. This dinner. She walked straight into the conclusion of a story she didn't know I had been writing myself. Now here we were. She leaned forward, repeating herself in a louder voice to ensure the room heard her. I want your husband. I finally allowed myself to look at him, not with pain, but with closure. Take him, I said. The entire room gasped. Then I added, just be aware he stopped being mine long before tonight. Confusion flickered in both their faces. I placed a folder on the table, my husband's name printed across the front. Inside was everything. The finalized divorce paperwork, the transfers removing him from our shared assets, documentation of the affair, proof of the money he quietly siphoned from our accounts, and at the end, the restraining order that would activate within the hour. He went pale. She blinked like someone who suddenly realized she'd dug her own grave. You planned all this, he whispered. I planned my freedom, I said. He flipped through the documents with shaking hands. Every signature was his. Every detail undeniable. You trapped me, he muttered. No, I answered softly. You trapped yourself. I just stepped out of the way. She pushed her chair back, confidence draining from her face. I didn't sign up for this. I offered her a small smile. You wanted him. Now he's yours, with everything he comes with. I stood, the chair sliding back with calm finality. He called my name, voice cracking like glass under pressure, reaching out with the desperation of a man who understood too late. I didn't turn around. Leaving isn't weakness. It's a declaration of power. As the doors closed behind me, I realized something simple and liberating. I never lost him. He lost me, and the woman he lost was nothing compared to the woman I became the moment I chose myself.